How was it you went to work in the Keswick Railway station?
My brother was going into the forces in 1944, so his job became available. I was 16. I applied. But because I was leaving school before taking my school certificate, I had to go to Lancaster and sit an exam in English, maths and the geography of Britain. I had word to say I had passed and could start work the next week.
What sort of training did you have?
There was a relief clerk there, so someone was with me most of the time for a week or two. It was a case of look and learn. How to issue tickets, to read a timetable and send off parcels. They were charged by weight and distance. We also had to list all the parcels, luggage, etc. that came off the train onto delivery sheets for the carters to deliver. All sorts of things came by train for collection. Day-old chickens, for instance, for Whitson's, Stonycroft. What a racket they made. We were pleased when they were collected.
How many staff were employed at the station?
A chief clerk and 2 clerks. We did early and late turns, 7:15 to 4:15, an hour off for lunch, 12 o'clock to 9 o'clock, an hour off for tea. The chief clerk was always on the middle turn, about 9 till 5:30, I think. Half day off a week. At the busy times in the summer, we had a relief clerk making 4 office staff. There were 2 leading porters and 2 porters. Also 4 signalmen, 2 in each box, working shifts. Mr. Pickthall was the station master.
During the war, was the station quiet?
Oh yes, even though it was wartime, it was very busy, Saturdays especially. People still went on holidays. The Lakes Express ran every day in the summer for a few years, then it was reduced to a few days, then finally to just Saturdays, I think.
Were the bank holidays a very busy time?
Oh yes, August bank holiday was especially busy. Most people came for the sports. Thousands used to come. Easter also was busy, the first holiday of the year. There was Glasgow Holiday Week, Edinburgh and other places. I think factories, etc. used to close for a week during summer for annual holidays.
Dr. Beeching wouldn't be very popular at the station.
No, in 1966 the line west to Workington was closed. By this time there were more cars on the road, not as many people travelling by train. Staff was reduced, and I was offered a job at Penrith Goods Office. I think it was 1967. Then that closed, and I was offered a job at Carlisle at National Carriers in 1969. So I took it. It was all right when the trains were running, but when they stopped, the bus journey back from Carlisle took 1 hour 40 minutes. It made a long day, so I finished in 1973. Mr. Jackson Armstrong was the last station master to live in the station house. It was sold about 65 or 66 to a local man. We had relief station masters, then eventually station masters were finished with, and area managers were created. The Penrith and Keswick Round Table ran the last train on the 4th of March 1972. Reporters.
I believe you've got an old leaflet of that event.
Yes, I have. The timetable was depart Penrith 2000 hours, arrive Keswick 2032, depart Keswick 21:30, arrive Penrith 22:02. Main line connections: depart Carlisle for Penrith 1800, arrive Penrith at 1818, and return depart Penrith 22:47, arrive Carlisle 23:06. This event is being organised jointly by the round tables of Penrith and Keswick, and all proceeds will be donated to charitable causes. On the other side it says, the journey will cover the last remaining section of the old Cockermouth, Keswick and Penrith Railway Company, first opened in 1864. the line west of Keswick having been closed in 1966. South of Penrith, the line branches west and climbs some 400 feet through Blencow and Pedrock stations. From here it descends over 600 feet to Keswick. This descent, by way of Troutbeck and Thralkell, passes through some remarkable scenery. First under the shadow of Blencathra, then down the course of the Greeter. On this section from Thralkell into Keswick, the line crosses the River Greeter 9 times and passes through 2 tunnels. The total length of line is 18 1/4 miles.